Good time, just kind of sit on your hands right here. SPY bouncing back again. Little gap here down. Pretty good gap this morning. Drifted down. Now it's starting to bounce around. You can see the current time frame momentum switching over to slightly bullish here as we try to go into the gap. Um, this is a tentative setup here for the SPY super system for a long right now. decent SPY super system setup here, because it's coming off the 15 and in the VWAP, and it's into the gap here. So you get a little bit of a gap fill potential up here. So I took some SPY calls. I took the 587s, and I paid. I can't remember what I paid from 208 or something like that. I paid at 211 for them. They're going for 225. No, I paid 210 for them. They're going for 225 right now. I'm just going to put a quick sell to close in there. We'll see where it goes. Just kind of watching it into this gap fill. Just gonna see if I can get a quick 20 cents out of this bounce into this gap. I don't know how far into the gap we'll go, but I am long the SPYs right now in the SPY Super System trade. This is my third trade of the day. The other two were good for about 45 cents total, $45 a contract. This one, we'll see what happens. I like this. It's coming right here. We got a compression break. We're green. It's coming above the VWAP and the 15, and we are into this gap fill. But this gap fill could fail pretty quickly, so you just be careful. We're just above it right now. Let's see where the gap fill is. $587.90 was the open this morning. I'm just watching these candles. See if we got a hold of 15 for me to stay in this thing. Again, SPY trying to get into the gap, but so far get into it briefly, but now it's right around it right now. Again, the open this morning on the SPY was 587.90. 587.90. So it's that was slightly below that open. The high was 588.47. Very low confidence market right now. John, if the indicator bar is top left corner, should trend down. I don't pay any attention to these things. I got to get them taken off of here. These don't pay any attention to these right now. Obviously, we're in a trend down because we had a nice gap down, but I'm not using these at all. So I would ignore those. I'm watching this current time frame momentum, staying green. I'm watching the 15. I want to see the SPY stay above the 15. If it closes below the 15 or the VWAP, I'm getting out. Right now, I'm long this. I want to see if we get any kind of a move up into this gap. We tried to move into the gap. We failed, but pulled back. And I'm just kind of watching it right now. It's again, these are low probability trade setups right now. There is no really good momentum to trade. But I'm just pointing out these SPY super system trades because on crappy days, crappy type trading days like this, you can squeeze out some money out of these things if you're quick. But you have to be quick and you have to be fairly nimble, and you've got to be able to read this price action. So again, it's if you haven't traded this very much, this is not a good day to be trading it. We don't really have any kind of really trend that we can follow. Again, it's just above the 15, still green, but not much force in this market right now. Good morning, Elmore. How are you? Pretty choppy day. Big gap down, a nice drift down in the market. I took a couple of SPY super system trades. I took a short, I took a long, and I'm up $45 a contract. Right now I'm sitting in a long on the SPY super system right now, looking to see if we can get into this gap fill. Okay, we're coming right off the 15. This is where I took it. Just as a recap, I took profits in GRRR calls this morning from Friday. I took profits in the Carvana, which we had Carvana here. I took profits in this debit spread, this put debit spread. And we made 40% on that in at 185 out at 255. I also took profits in my Costco put debit spread that I had on from Friday, and I also took profits in my triple Qs puts that I had on from Friday afternoon, holding overnight over the weekend. Took profits on those this morning. That was a nice profit as well. So took profits on 4 trades, and longs are right now are getting hit because the market's down this morning, but nothing that I'm going to unload yet. And again, I'm long the SPY right now on a SPY super system trade, just kind of watching it here. I won't be trying to take any big gains on this thing. I gotta sell. I get in at 210. I gotta sell order at 231. Right now it's underwater. It's down about 180. Terrible price action here. Very terrible price action. T2104 still showing bearishness. The cumulative volume index still showing bearishness. Flattening out a little bit, but still showing some bearishness. Again, I'm not going to hang around this SPY trade very long. At this point, if any more trades I take after this in the SPY super system, I'll be taking tomorrow's expiration because there's too much compression that will impact your time decay. It'll decay your trade out. So I'll be jumping any more that I take later on today. They'll be going into tomorrow's expiration. By fighting to try to get into the gap, but not much force today. Again, I'm just in the SPY super system right now, long off of this this breakout here off of the VWAP and the 15 as we stayed green, and I'm long here to see if we get any kind of a gap fill. Again, this is not going to be a long-term trade for me, I'll tell you that. Not on this day, because the market is just really squirrely here today. It's just not doing anything. Very compressed. Comes below the VWAP all morning, again above the VWAP, back down downward again. Just creeping above it right now, but no real force to this market. So volume's relatively low, and I'm just looking to take quick profits on this thing. It's not very quick at this point. I'm going to have to wait a couple of candles probably. But again, I get in at 210. I'm going to try to get out at 231 on this SPY calls expiring today on the 587s that I've got. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, QA. Good morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody's ready for the new year. Market not doing much of anything. Gap down this morning. Dow dropped about 700 points in the open. Market is basically just drifting down, and now it's just drifting up. Again, I'm in the SPY super system trade to see if I can get any kind of a move into the gap. Closes below the 15, I'll take a loss. Again, closed out some nice trades this morning. The Carvana trade we put on Friday, put debit spread, made 40% on that. I had a Costco debit spread that I made 85% on. I had GRRR that I made $2 a contract on, and I made $3 a contract, and I made $2 a contract on my triple Q puts that I put on Friday at the close, right near the close. Right now, the only thing I'm in here is SPY, and I did a short on BLDR today. Took some puts in BLDR. Just kind of moving sideways right now. I like the daily setup that was called out by one of the members in the room. Yeah, I'm just trying to get 20 cents on the SPY if I can. We'll see. Again, I get in at 211, 210. It's trading at 213 right now, 212. Candles are pretty small. But again, on these indexes, you don't have to have much of a move to be able to take 20 cents on this. It's trading at 588.28 right now. That puts the options at 215. So, put 588.45 would probably get my profits. Yeah, it's got to be a little higher than that. Again, just popping around back and forth here. Still above the 15. And I took the spike, put calls off. I made 15 cents on them, and I'm out of these. This this gap fill. We'll see if it goes or not, but I'm out. I've taken the profits on it. These are much too small candles, and I don't want to get time decayed anymore in this, so I'm out. I get in at 210, I get out at 225. That's right what they're at right now. They could keep going, but again, this is it's kind of like a time exit. I've just been in this thing for too long. It's not getting the move I hoped or expected, and so I'm out. It keeps going, but it's up to 233 right now, and then 240. So if you're in it, you're still doing pretty good. I took my profits. I'm out, and right now it's trading at 240. You could have made it about 30 cents on it right now, but will it keep going? I don't know. These are really tiny candles. But again, I'm just adding to the profits I've got today. I got up about $65 a contract on all my trades. Joe pointing out the market's going to be closed January 9th. That's a week from Thursday for Jimmy Carter's funeral, apparently. I haven't seen that, but that's Joe from the Discord room's posting it, so it's accurate. Give us another holiday, another week. That'll be this third week in a row with a holiday in it. Again, market trying to move up here. Again, I'm out of the SPY calls. Could have got a little bit more out of it, but I don't trust this market. SPY still creeping up here. Again, I'm out of that SPY super. Whoops, I'm out of that SPY super system trade right now, but it is grinding up. It's more like a boredom exit. It just isn't going anywhere. And again, you get time decayed on some of these things on these compressions. So I'm out. I'm up $65 a contract on my SPY super system trades today. Not too bad on a kind of a low probability trade like today, trading day like this. The SPY call is now up to 260, well 255. Again, I was getting at 210, I get out at 225, and right now they're up to about 259. So could have made a little bit more on this, but this is a slow grind on this. And again, it is inside the gap now. It's in this gap, from this gap down this morning, so it's got room up to the top of the gap, which is the pivot. See the pivot point right there? This is the pivot point. That's pretty much the gap.
Yeah, but I think they tell him to take 4 days. 4 days? I mean, you don't have super high triglycerides. That's what they're mainly. They're what? They're like primarily for triglycerides, but and to prevent buildup. So, but that's why he has extra. Well, I personally take these on. I just have to stop. So there's these, and then there's these.
SPY putting in a hammer bar on the daily right now. Here's a daily chart of the SPY. Putting in this hammer. Again, it got below the support level. Now it's bounced back above it again. There's a resistance line right here. This is really choppy price action. You see, we're right in the middle of nowhere in the SPY here. Between the 50 to the upside, the 100 to the downside. Some horizontal support and resistance levels in here. Pretty much in the middle of this candle here. Just very, very difficult to try to pin down any kind of SPY movement. I don't trust it at all. There's the Q's doing the same thing. Putting in a hammer bar. SPY continuing to move up. Again, I get out of there and took my 20, whatever it was, 15 cents on them, and but they're up right now quite a bit. So if I had more patience, I'd have been doing very well on these things. Again, I get out at 225. They're at 292 right now. So about an 80-cent gain on these things, 85 cents. But I didn't take it. I get out right here as it just flattened out. Now it's starting to move up. Again, it's inside the gap. Go ahead. SPY still showing. That was a good SPY super system trade. I took it. I just took a little bit on it. I didn't take anywhere near what I could have got out of this thing. Very choppy day today, but it's a nice little run up here. Good for about 85 or 90 cents a contract, 85 to $90 a contract on the SPY right here. I got 15 cents on this one. Again, I'm up about 65 cents, $65 a contract for my SPY super system. 3 trades that I've taken today, and I put on BLDR short, and it's bounced back up significantly. But I'm in these for January. So we'll see what happens. Fiserv was down hard this morning. It's bouncing up pretty nicely right now. Palantir also was down, back right up to the 8 now. So some of the longs are starting to back up, move back up again. Roblex also bounced off a support level. So if you were still in the queues or the SPY puts calls, this is probably a good time to take profits right now. Again, it could go higher, but you're getting a fairly decent red candle here that would, if I was still in, I would have got out. It dropped from about 298 down to 255 right there on that little drop. Again, I'm out of all my SPY Super System trades today. Sure, you don't like to go short and long on the SPY the same day. Yeah, I know, but and on days like this, a lot of times when it's choppy like this, I think it works out pretty good. I mean, I've taken them 2 longs and 1 short today on it. All out at 50. Good job. Nice trading, Joe. Really nice. Very nice trading. Again, you've got to be really nimble on these trades on a day like this, where you don't have any kind of these candles are so tiny. Even though you seem to have a small uptrend here, these are small candles. So I'm just watching for another potential entry. I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls right back down to the VWAP again. I'm just peeling off what I can on the trades I'm taking, and I'm happy with that. Again, tough trading today again, and so you can get the SPY Super System trade if you know how to use it and use it correctly. Even on a day like this, which is kind of crappy, you can take some decent profits. Again, I'm up like $65 a contract, usually about 10 contracts at a time. So $650, not bad on a profit on a garbage day like this. SPY coming in, so again, you don't want to be in your longs anymore. Otherwise, you're going to wait for it to come right back to the 15, which is approximately where you got in. Although it's the 15's moving up, so you'd still be in some profit. Q's looking eerily similar to the SPY, and so does the IWM. They're all just kind of moving in tandem with each other. Again, you have to be fairly quick on these things today. I missed some decent profits here in these candles here when they moved up. I get out before these happen, but I mean I'm still in profits, and on a day like this, that's fine for me. George, my audio is low. I got my mic turned on. It could be which way I was pointing when I talked. Can you hear me any better now? Roger, I sound fine. Okay, yeah, that was a comment from somebody on the YouTube. I'm not sure. I'm using the same mic, but I'm not sure how they gets picked up with it. Well, most of the time, everybody says the volume is fine there. Again, SPY pulling right back to the 15 here now again. There's your pivot point right here. This is basically the gap fill. Don't pay any attention to this red line. This is a simple SMA 50 on the SPY, but I don't use it on the 5-minute chart. I only use the 50, 100, and 200 on the daily charts. I'm much more interested in the VWAP and the 15 here. Thanks, QA. Appreciate it. Alright, now look for some trades and see if there's anything I can consider taking for a type swing type trade other than the SPY super system trades. I don't know if there will be. MicroStrategy MSTR is really weak here today. Gap down to about $25. This is a very, very volatile stock. ASP is a pretty interesting stock. I probably have to buy shares as opposed to options on this. But again, it's above this line right here that I've been watching. Get above it and pull back above it, pull back above it, pull back. Putting in a pretty strong candle today. Decent volume for this early in the day. Again, 647 with the next resistance at 938. It's a pretty good little entry right there for a stock trade. I don't know what the options look like on it. I'll look at them, but I'm thinking of taking some shares. KISP. Just have monthlies. January 17th, the $5 calls on AASP, which would be $1.50 in the money, are trading $1.60 by $1.80. Kind of a wide spread. 20 cents is kind of a wide spread on this kind of stock. I think I'd be better off just taking calls. I'd just taking stock on this thing. Quite a lot of options on at the $5 level though. 160 by 180. They've got 589 contracts today. They got a 4,590 open interest on it, so it's got a lot of open interest in it. But 20 cents still is kind of wide. Paid $1.70 for them. You'd be paying about 20 cents of extra value on them. That's not too bad. Again, ASP's got the support levels at 593, so you get about 55 cents to the downside as far as resistance is concerned, or support on this is concerned. So I did buy some AASP shares. I bought AASP shares, $6.49. I paid $6.49 for them. Again, I like the setup on the daily chart here. It's the compass system, SPY super system showing us green, 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 breaking out, and I like it here on the TC2000 chart as well. Technically, it's a very nice setup. As long as it stays above this 593. You get some room up here up to 938, which is a pretty nice move. Now you can take the $5 calls for January 17th, but I'm taking the shares here because I don't even want to pay the 20 cent spread between them. So AASP, I took some calls in it. I took some shares in it. There's a SPY going again here. Popped up again, trying to make this gap fill. Nice little move here. Again, pull back here. Pretty hard to stay in through that candle. Now another bounce here. Q's doing the same thing. IWM, same thing. Exactly the same candle structure. It's good we get out of Carolina this morning. It's bounced up. A lot of the stocks are bouncing up here. Pelletier just went green after pulling down this morning. Urban almost flat now. Again, GRRR Gorilla Technology I took off this morning. It kept on going. Could have made more than that, more than I got on it, but I'm out of it for a nice profit. Costco bouncing as well, right off the 100-day moving average. Okay, the SPY's still grinding up. I can't chase it up here, but this was a nice entry here. I get in here, I get out here, and I even if I was still in, I would have get out on this candle. I wouldn't have given up profits up there. Joe, 20 cents on the SPY, like a major accomplishment today, making 40 cents. Yeah, 40 cents out. You're not kidding. AJ, can I say my thoughts on LQDT? Sure. I'll tell you what I think about it. It's definitely a PBO, a pullback opportunity. Volume's horrible. I mean, normal volume on this thing is only 88,000 shares a day. That's nothing. So I mean, I can't trade something like this just because the volume's so low. But technically, this is a nice setup. You've got a bull flag here with volume, and then a pullback on lowering volume, and riding right along the 8, with room up here to around $36. But the problem is, there's no volume in here. There's no volume in the trade, so in the stock, so I can't trade it. But I like this. I like the LQDT setup. Again, is my volume average right here? Average volume, 240,000 shares a day. Not enough. Not enough for me to trade. I'm not saying you can't trade it. I'm just saying, but and it is a good setup. What volume is considered safe when filtering stocks? You know, a lot of people look for 1 million shares. I need to have at least 500,000 shares a day average. Typically, I need to have that much. You know, the number of shares traded is related to the price of the stock. I mean, if you get a really expensive stock, a $1,000 stock, then 250,000 shares is pretty decent on it. But for most stocks, you want to see about 500,000 or more. Again, I took some AISP shares. I paid $6.49 for them. They're at $6.46 right now, but I'm going to hold these things, and as long as it holds above $5.93, I'll hold them. And I took BLDR short, which has bounced against me, but still a very short setup on the daily. All right, so that's what I'm doing right now. Again, it's a little after 12 o'clock. Market drifting down this morning on a gap down, then a drift to the downside, trying to fill the gap here now. Kind of drifting to the upside. And I'm just going to wait for a better setup now. Urban's still looking pretty good. Gap down this morning, now it's correct back to green. SPY's moving up here, still down decently here. Still down 0.8%, almost 0.9%. Q's as well. IWM down about 0.6%. Well, all the indexes are bouncing right now. There's Urban with a nice bounce here. Again, I'm in this Urban trade. I'm probably going to take profits in it today if I can. SPY still grinding up. AISP moving up here. I took options at, I took calls at, not calls, I took stock at 6.49. Took shares of stock at 6.49. Quite a bit of volume on that stock. Traded today 3.7 million. Still moving up here. Average distance at 938. I'm not going to wait that long to take profits on this thing. See what I've got for anything in between where I am now and that level. Around 748. 748 on AISP would be a nice level. I mean, I get quite a lot of shares. I don't want to, you know, this, being at the end of the year like this with holidays coming up, etc. I will probably be fairly, as I am usually, pretty conservative about taking profits. If I get, I'm up 49 right now. I'm up about 24 cents, 23 cents. I do have a lot of shares, so. SPY still pretty strong here. It's about 12.15 right now. So again, I made 3 SPY Super System trades today. I'm up about $65 a contract on those. But this was a nice run had I stayed in this, but it's very difficult to stay in it through candles like this. When you're up profits, you give away a lot of it on the way down. So again, you could hang with it, but this is not a great trending day. Here's a pivot point in the SPY right up here, which is basically the gap fill from this morning's gap down. Again, I took profits in Carvana this morning. On that put debit spread we had on, it bounced up pretty strongly after we get out, so that was good. We got out here right here in this move down this morning. I also took profits on my Costco put debit spread, and I took profits on my triple Q puts earlier this morning, right here on the pull down in the market right here. Pulled down here, open right after the open. I took profits in that. On GRRR, took profits in that this morning on this big move up this morning off this a little bit of a gap. Took profits on it this morning. It kept going after I get out, but it's coming back down again now. Again, a gap up sort of stocks. I want to lock profits in, take advantage of it. I feel it's a gift. All right, so again, market is churning upward here. It's grinding up. Not close to being green for the day yet, but it's getting up there. We'll see where it goes. I'm going to take a break here in about 10 minutes, take some lunch. AVGO, nice setup. Yeah, I always like broadcrumb. Yes, it is. Gap down this morning right to the 8. Right to the 8. This was another PBO pullback opportunity right here on this bounce. Didn't make a big recovery. Now it's right back down to the 8 again. But nice setup on this one. You want to make sure it confirms to hold that 8 today, but I like that. Nice setup. Make a note of AVGO. And I took some AASP shares. Joseph looking at AAP. Bullish relative strength in AAP coming out of a rounded bottom. Yeah, this AAP is Advanced Auto Parts is set up just above the 100. Again, it's if you look at the daily chart, the thing is pretty bearish here, and it's chopping around a lot. You can see this big move down, move up to the 15, failed, up to the 15, failed, get up through the 50, fell up, got too far away from the 8 and pulled right back again, and failed the 15 again. And now it's rolling back up again. What he calls a rounded bottom. It's a rounded bottom breakout. An expression that Rick Sadler uses for stocks that basically come back and curl back up again. I mean, this was a rounded bottom here as well. So, but that's a nice setup. Again, there's a resistance right there, 49.13. But nice look on that Advanced Auto Parts. John, I have a video on the SPY Super System. Yeah, I do. Where can you find it? You should have a link to them. I'll go ahead and give you a link to that SPY Super System video right now. I'll pop it right into the chat box. Just give me a minute. SPY still moving up. Terrible volume today. Just horrendous volume. SPY trading 17.7 million shares today. Average volume is at 45 million. We haven't even got halfway through there yet. Friday was about 65 million. So Friday was actually a little above normal. But the normal's got really come down a lot lately. Okay, let me go ahead and find that video. And I put that link to the SPY Super System strategy video into the chat box. And John, I put it right there in answer to your question there, so you should have the link to that. All right, this is SPY Super System just kind of moving up here again. It would have been a nice trade if you wanted to stay in it. I didn't. I took profits. I got out. I'm done with it for right now. But I'm not going to chase it. But this is a pretty nice move, trying to fill the gap. Again, I'm going to grab some lunch here in about 2 or 3 minutes. Thanks to everybody that's been watching on YouTube. I appreciate that. Again, this is our SPY Super System software right here. Current time frame momentum, multiple time frame momentum, very critical to let us know whether the institutions are in or not. You can see the institutions have been in here on the 5-minute basis since about 10:35. Showed us they would switch from bearish to bullish, and it's been up all day, all along. All the time since then. I did take some profits in it a couple of times. I get out. This is tough to hold this candle. I get out here, and right now I'm not in any SPY Super System trades. I'm in BOVR short as it moves up a little bit, and AISP. I just bought some shares in AISP at 649. Had some nice trades we closed out this morning also, so some nice profits. This Cabana was a nice one, 40% profit. We also had this debit spread on Costco, put debit spread on Costco for 85%. Alright, we check for questions as I get ready. I'm getting pretty hungry here, so gonna get something to eat. Alright, so it's coming up at about 12:30. I'm gonna grab something to eat. I'll end the YouTube stream right here. Again, thanks everybody from YouTube for coming by today and watching us try to trade the SPY Super System. Again, choppy market, very low volume, going into the New Year's holiday, very difficult to trade. You got to be fairly nimble, fairly quick. We haven't got a lot of positions on purpose. We're waiting for the market to give us some direction with some volume before we put too much stuff on. We did have a nice trade in Carvana though. This one was out alerted as well, so it was a pretty nice trade. All right, thanks everybody in YouTube for being here today. We'll be back again tomorrow between 11 and 11:15 or so, and appreciate it. SPY closed today. You want me to know where the SPY is going to close today? I can say this: the SPY will close today. Where will it close? I don't have any idea. I mean, I'm not in the business of predicting the market. I'm in the business of trading the market. Predictions. When you make predictions, they skew your trading mentality so that you think that that's what's going to happen, and a lot of times you then don't trade well because you're making an assumption that what you thought was going to happen is going to happen, and when it doesn't, you consider that you're probably still going to be right, and you wait for it to happen. So anyway, I don't make predictions on where the SPY is going to close today. I mean, it's recovering this gap fill that it's in. It gapped down this morning. Let's go out a little bit so we can see. Right. So this was our gap this morning. This is the wrong stock. Let's first try the SPY, shall we? Yeah, this was the gap down this morning. Will it try to fill this gap? Yeah, it could. This is a pivot point. This would typically be the if it fills the gap 594.38 roughly. But I don't know where it's going to go. It's well above the VWAP in the 15 right now. So I can't really help you where it's going to go. Okay, everybody, courtesy, I appreciate it, and appreciate the comment. And so YouTube folks, we'll see you tomorrow. For anybody who wants to come by and slide into the feed tomorrow for an hour or so, we'll do it each day so you can get exposed to this. But again, if you want to trade the SPY Super System, or you want to trade with me here in the room or with our alerts, you can sign up for those. You can buy the software called the SPY Super System, or the Compass software. They'll let you know if the institutions are in the trade or not. This works on, I use it on the 5-minute and on the daily for our swing trades. I also have a trading room that you've been in today that you can join, where we go over the stuff all day long, every day. Market open to market close 5 days a week. And then I have an alert service where I take the trades that we consider the very highest probability trades and send them out to the alert, so you can trade them off. You'll get alerted on the phone, and then you can trade them with whatever brokerage you use. I don't trade on Thinkorswim, by the way. I only use Thinkorswim to get my Compass indicators and my SPY Super System indicators. I don't trade here, so you don't have to trade on Thinkorswim to use it. Okay, everybody, I'm going to end the YouTube feed. Thanks very much.